Okay, I'm going to talk to you guys about three things. First is the Antifa, the healthcare and government shutdown, and the recently announced Gaza peace deal. With the exception of the orange beanbag in the Oval Office, aka Donald Trump, no world leader or private citizen believe that the recently announced Gaza peace deal will endure for some time. Because President Trump lacked the material intelligence necessary to grasp the depth of the 80-year conflict between Israel and the Palestinians, he does not understand that a simple peace deal that have 20 different requirements will not work. This is evident by the reality that every leader, France, Germany, England, Egypt, Oman, Jordan, all of them are giving President Trump credit for this deal. During the press conference in Egypt at the signing, you should have noticed that President Trump was always placed at the front and center of the cameras. This was done because when Israel begins to bomb the Palestinians again, either at the end of October or early November, President Trump will be the only one with egg on his face because he is too stupid to understand the complex nature of this conflict. Sure, publicly, they're all saying it's a good deal. They all say it's going to work, but privately, no one expects this to work in the long run. The government shutdown is a fight over health care. The Democrats want to preserve the subsidies in the Affordable Care Act, also known as Obamacare, and they want to roll back some of the healthcare cuts of Medicare and Medicaid in the big beautiful bill. The Republicans want to keep the cuts in the big beautiful bill, and they want to get rid of the healthcare subsidies from Obamacare. We are fighting the wrong enemy. Republicans are fighting Democrats, Democrats are fighting Republicans, and the people are stuck in tribal mode where we are fighting each other. The true villain here are the insurance companies, the pharmaceutical companies, and hospitals. They are standing on the sideline watching us destroy each other. We need to redirect our anger and frustration towards the insurance companies, pharmaceuticals, hospitals, and big Wall Street investment firms such as BlackRock, State Street, Citadel, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan Chase, and Blackstone. Some of these companies are heavily invested in the US healthcare sector. As a result, they have hijacked the system, forcing us to pay higher healthcare costs. The question should be, why do we need subsidies in the first place to cover a basic human right? It's because Wall Street is heavily involved with the healthcare sector. You're probably asking yourself then, why don't the Republicans or the Democrats point the finger at the ballooning healthcare costs at the insurance companies? The answer? Because the health insurance companies has cleverly invested and lobbied in both the Democratic Party and the Republican Party. So the only true victims here are me and you. And we need to point the finger at the true villain, the insurance companies. And finally, a few weeks ago, Trump signed an executive order stripping Antifa members, which is a loosely led group, of their First Amendment right of free speech. Okay, because the founding father anticipated someone like Trump, they made it impossible to change the US Constitution. First thing that has to happen is Congress, or two-thirds of the House and the Senate, has to agree to the change. Then 34 out of the 50 states also have to agree. Once that agreement is in place, it then needs to be ratified by the states. And three-fourths or 34 of the 50 states needs to agree to the change. It is so made because the founding fathers did not want to make it easy where a single person, by the stroke of a pen, can append the entire Constitution. If you want an example of where this type of stuff happened, look at Pakistan, India, and the Middle East. They're constantly changing their constitution because it is very easy to do so. But what is Antifa? Antifa stands for anti fascist. It was founded in Germany between 1932 and 1933. It was a short lived group. The intention of the group was to fight against Adolf Hitler and his fascist movement. Now, Antifa is the far left of democratic ideology, and President Trump has designated them as anti American and a terrorist organization. Here's my question: if the far left Antifa is anti American and a terrorist organization and unlawfully being stripped of their free speech, shouldn't MAGA also be certified as anti American, a terrorism, and stripped of their free speech also? Because they are the far right of Republican ideology. You can't have it both ways. You can't say what's good for me is bad for you, or what's good for you is bad for me. If you're going to classify 76 million people who voted for Kamala Harris as Antifa, anti American terrorists, you also need to classify your own base MAGA as the same.